Hello there. It's been a while. My name is Floor Galaxy, but you can call me Floor. Today I decided to try something new, a smaller phone collection than usual. Today we'll be looking at my LG phone collection as of February 2024. So these are obviously separated in two tiers, non-Android phones and Android phones. And ironically enough, these are perfectly separated into two halves. The smaller half contains the phones that would be barely usable, so, like completely unusable versions of Android, and completely usable versions of Android. I'm sorry if I sound a little weird today. I am sick, so yeah, sorry about that. But without further ado, let's get started with the video. First up, we have an LG View T. This is locked to orange. I got this from a relative, and it runs Java, I think. Either way, it doesn't even run like an officially known smartphone OS that came before Android, so yeah, it's a bit boring, but still nice. Next up we have the LG Renoir, which is running a similar operating system to the LG View T, but there is a difference with this one. So first of all, yes, this is on T-Mobile. It has a shiny back. And I think the most important difference is the fact that its battery connectors are kind of broken. Like, they still somehow work. That's why I know this thing works. It does boot up in very specific circumstances, but they're a bit too specific for me to show on camera. I guess if you guys really want a video of this thing booting up, I will make that. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Anyway, finally, we're at an operating system that at least some people will be familiar with. This is an LG KS20. This is running Windows Mobile 6.1, and it fully works as well. Alright, now onto the smartphones. We have an LG Optimus Net. This is running Android 2.3.4, and it fully works, but I can't really do anything with it. It's not even that valuable. I got this in a recent phone lot. It was I think it was a $77 phone lot, or a $67 phone lot. I don't know. I think it was $77. Yeah. Yeah, I got this one from the same lot as this, and I got these three from the same lot. I got this one from another phone lot. This one was $44, so much cheaper, and this phone itself is actually pretty valuable. This is an LG Optimus Chic. It is completely carrier unlocked, and it has a beautiful startup noise, pretty different from the others, and I like it. It's a lot more soothing. Next we have, oh yeah, this is running Android 2.2. Next up we have an LG Optimus Soul. I got this from one of the phone lots that I regretted buying the most. This was a $100 phone lot. It was a lot of 10 or 11 phones. I think it was 11. But oh my god, none of them were worth it. Genuinely, none of them at the end of the day were actually worth the $100 price tag. I wouldn't say that I made a loss on it, but I sure wouldn't like to do that mistake again. Anyway, this thing is boot looping, and even if it didn't, it would run at most Android 4 and most likely Android 2, so this is completely useless anyway. Next up is a phone that shares the same battery and the same uselessness. This is an LG Optimus L5. So yeah, besides the battery and the uselessness, they are completely unrelated, even in the form factor. And this actually has NFC, while the other one does not. But what could I use that for when Google Wallet clearly isn't available on this thing? Anyway, this is running Android 4.0.3, and as I already said in one of my previous videos, Android 4.0 and below is completely useless because it just refuses to activate any Google services. I have no idea why it does that, but it does, and that makes it pretty useless to me. is like if it's an Android phone, of course. All right, now let's get into the actually usable ones. We have an LG K4, which I forgot to turn off, but you guys get to see the shutdown and the startup. This is running Android 5.1.1. It is tiny. I mean, it's probably the tiniest phone that I can genuinely use in my day-to-day life. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Besides the cracks, it fully works and all that. That's pretty nice. Next up, we have an LG K8. And this is really unfortunate because it does actually work, except that it has a corrupted motherboard. The display works, which is surprising. The battery works, which is surprising. Everything about this works except for the motherboard. And the thing is, I think I could get. The thing is, like, an LG K8 isn't completely useless. These things run either Android 6 or Android 7, which means that they at least have something going for them. Which is really odd, considering the G4 that came, I think it was before it slightly. Yeah, that's the same thing. Anyway, this is a 32GB model, and I want to show you guys what it looks like with a restart as well, because I'm pretty sure that is something that it can do without breaking itself. I hope so anyway. Anyway, this is running Android 6 as I said before. Oh yeah, the storage on these things. I have no idea what that is. 8GB, useless to mention, but I think it's 4 gigs. Don't know. Probably useless, but 1 gig each. Yeah, it's a pretty wild difference. Just look at the jump. We have completely useless phones, both in terms of like storage and in terms of Android versions. Then we have phones that are more useful in storage. Then we have phones that are useful in storage and an Android version. And then we have a phone that's useful, like hyper useful in both. Like I could actually use this as a daily driver if the battery was more stable, because the battery is unstable, as you just saw from the restart screen of me being extremely afraid to boot this thing up. There are problems with this. And speaking of battery instabilities, the last phone for today is this LG Stylus 2. And it's a pretty interesting one because battery is not what you would expect to be the issue here. But it is. The screen fully works. I can confirm that. I have tested it. And again, if you want to see a specific video of this thing booting up, let me know in the comment section below. I will make that if you guys really want to. But yeah, despite all the cracks, it really shows the image pretty well actually. I don't remember what resolution it was, but it didn't look great. Anyway, it has a beautiful back, and yeah, it seems to work. However, the battery clearly has a problem because the phone shuts down after a couple of seconds actually. No, not a couple of seconds. It takes like a minute or two before it eventually decides to shut down because it says it has an invalid battery. And I swear, if they mean that they want the original battery that came with this device, I don't know what to say, because this battery that's inside of it doesn't work, and any other replacement also wouldn't work if that's the logic. If the logic is just a valid LG battery, then I think I can get one. But if the logic is get the battery that originally came with this, that is wild, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get this thing to fully work again. So yeah, if you guys have experience with LG Stylus 2 phones or other African LG devices, yes, this is a device that was sold by the African segment of LG. I don't know which country it was from. It just said LG Africa, and I would assume that that's the truth, right? Wow, this is taking a while to boot up. Yeah. Anyway, let's wait. Before I do that, I want to mention something unique about these ones. So I got this and this. Both of the ones that in 4 were actually received. No, this one wasn't received separately. It wasn't a phone lot. It was in a birthday phone lot. It would have costed $50, but yeah, it was paid for me because it was my birthday, so it was for free for me. This was from the $44 film lot that this was in. And I expected this to be the more useful one. That's sad. I got this one separately for $44 because I really wanted to see an LG G4 and I wanted to see how it works. And more specifically, how it works without the boot loop, because a lot of people just showed the boot loop. And I wanted to see one for myself without the boot looping. This one was in the $77 phone lot of 40 phones. So before you ask, yes, this one in particular may have been a little useless, just like this one. And I guess these two. There have been other phones in that lot that are really useful. So, yeah, I still think it was a neat deal. Anyway, let's unlock these devices now. That took way too long. I thought that this was actually a relatively safe method for this. Guess that was completely wrong of me to assume. Anyway. What is up with this random noises? Oh, this one. This one has some glitches. That's weird. I'm surprised that the battery actually lasted for once. Usually it drains like 50% of its battery just by booting up. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I'll see you guys oh yeah, before I end the video, I have to ask you guys, do you like seeing smaller phone collections like this, or do you prefer larger phone collections? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!